Once you have your 10 largest cities identified and labeled, so here I only have 1 and 2, but what I need you to do is find 10 of the largest cities by population in the United States, place a dot, and label them. Try to be as accurate as you can, because this next step we're about to do is going to be affected if you don't have it in the right location. All right, so the 10 largest cities by population in the United States. So pretend that I have all 10 of my cities labeled. What we're going to do next here is we're going to connect 4 of those cities together. Why are we doing that? Well, we're creating a MagLev system network in the United States. And what I want you to do is choose the best cities to connect. So if I had Philadelphia over here and let's say New York City, which is here, I probably don't want a MagLev system connecting these two, because when the MagLev gets up to speed, it's going to have to hit the brakes and stop almost immediately. It's a little too close. But it would make more sense for me to connect stuff that's further away across the country. And it also makes sense if we connect areas of high population density, right? So for example, if we connected the upper Northeast to this Texas area, which you're going to find out has a number of large cities, or over here to California, okay? So we're going to use a ruler, and we're going to use the metric side of things here, because we're going to end up measuring stuff in centimeters, okay? And we're going to end up finding out that 1 centimeter is equal to 100 miles. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to, for me, I'm going to connect Los Angeles and Philadelphia. That might not be the ones you choose, but I'm going to go ahead and draw a line connecting the two, and I'm going to measure how many centimeters it is. It looks like it's 23 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go with 8 millimeters, so 23.8 centimeters. Okay. So on the back, my city 1 was Los Angeles. My city 2 was Philadelphia. And then you'll have to choose your other cities. So distance between 1 and 2 was, let me measure that one more time, put my 0 here, 23.8 centimeters, okay? So I write 23.8 centimeters, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply it by 100 in order to figure out what the distance is between those two cities. So when I multiply this number by 100, all I need to do is move this decimal place over 2 times, okay? So if I move it over once, I get 238. If I move it over one more time, I get 2,380 miles connecting the two cities. Okay, so that is completing the step 1. You would obviously have your other 2 cities here, measure the distance between them, and figure out how far they are. Now that you've completed your cities, right? So I don't have mine completed, but you'll have all 4 of your cities that you're connecting. You'll measure the distances. Remember, you multiply by 100 here. You need to figure out what their actual distance is in the real world. So unfortunately, we can't use Google Earth here at Lower Merion. So instead of using Google Earth, what we'll end up doing is we'll type into our computer distance from, let's say, for example, Los Angeles to Philadelphia by air, right? Because we're looking to see what the distance is straight across. We're not looking to see if, let's say you use Google Maps, it would tell you how to drive over there, which is going to give you all sorts of turns. So we're going to type in there distance from, for example, Los Angeles to Philadelphia by air. I'm going to write down the number here. If you did everything right, you're going to find out that this number is going to be really close to that number. Okay. If you find out that they're really different, maybe take a look over here. Did I put Los Angeles up here? Or did I put Philadelphia over here? So did you change where the locations actually were? Okay. And then we can take a look. It's going to be close. What we find is most of the times within 50 miles or so. So do that for each of these 3. 1, 2, 3. So each of your connections here. After completing this top section up here, and you found your 4 cities, the distances between them, and you Googled how far they were in real life, we're going to figure out how long it would take to travel using a maglev track at 300 miles an hour, a PRT maglev tube, which, what does PRT stand for? You might have to Google that. So this one's going 4,000 miles an hour. And then the last part here is looking at if you created your own private train line, we're going to figure out the distances between that. All right, and we'll go over that in the next video. So I'm going to take my distance 1, which is this top one here, and I'm going to divide that by 300 miles per hour. So distance 1 for me was 2,000, and I want to use this accurate distance over here. So 2,388, divide that by 300, and I get 7.96 hours. 7.96 hours. Okay? So we're going to multiply that by 60 in order to figure out how many minutes. So multiply by 60, and I get 477.6 minutes. Okay? So you'll do that for each of them. So remember, take your distance, this one over here, divide it by 300, and you're going to get the amount of hours. Then we'll multiply by 60 to get the amount of minutes. Okay? We're going to do that down here. This is a different type of maglev system. This one goes a lot faster. So we want to see, all right, well, if I create this really fast system, how much less will it take? Okay? So take that distance, right? Same first, second, and third ones here. So I have 2,388 divided by 4,000. And I get 0.597, so I'm just going to round that up to 0.6 hours. Multiply that by 60, and I get 35.8 minutes. So I went from almost 8 hours to less than an hour by increasing my speed here. Okay? So do that for each of your cities, for each of your connections, to figure out what it is. Okay? And what I ask you to do is, don't connect the same cities together. You're going to do it in a different order. So my examples here should not be exactly the same as what yours are. You're going to have to connect different cities together. For the last section on the back here, what we're going to do is figure out our private train line. So you're going to have a train that goes from your house, and we'll just say Philadelphia to make it easier, to anywhere in the country, right? So continental United States. So I'm going to go to Seattle, okay? So I labeled Seattle up here, and you want to choose, it's not one of your 10 largest cities. It could be any city anywhere in the country. Try not to make it like from here to Jersey. That's not going to work out too well, right? So now that I have my cities labeled, I'm going to go ahead and measure the distance between the two. And I'm also going to draw my line. And this time I'm going to do like a dash line, because that's going to help me to determine the difference between my private and the public ones that we created before. Okay. So I measured my distance. So I'm going to say the distance between my home, which we're saying Philadelphia, and Seattle. That's my choice. You can choose a different city, please. I measured, it was 24 centimeters. The miles, we multiply by 100, so I get 2,400 miles. And when I Googled the answer for how far it was, I got 2,378. So I'm not too far off. Okay. And remember, when we do it, we can't use Google Earth. We have to Google the distance from Philadelphia to Seattle, in my case, by air. Okay? So now that I know the distance, I'm going to use this distance here to figure out how many hours it would take at 300 miles an hour and how many it would take at 4,000 miles per hour, and then how many minutes as well. Okay? So this home to Seattle for me, home to Seattle, and then to figure out my distances here based off of how far I know it is from Philadelphia to that city. You have to choose a different city than Seattle, though. Okay? So again, anywhere in the United States, make sure it's on the continental United States. So don't choose Alaska or Hawaii, because we won't be able to accurately measure that.